agreed to, and I call the member for Hunter.
Thank you, Speaker. As I walk the streets of my electorate, visiting community groups, sporting organisations, businesses and, of course, one of my favourite things, burger shops, the most common feedback I get is, gee, you guys are doing a great job. Now, Speaker, as a first-time MP and someone very new to politics, that is something I didn't expect to hear from locals, and it is totally unprompted when it does come. And, Speaker, let's be honest, why wouldn't they be happy? Just months into our term, we have delivered a budget that has delivered over $400 million to the Hunter electorate and much more in the wider Hunter region with my colleagues and the member for Paterson, the member for Shortland, and of course the Deputy Speaker and member for Newcastle. But, Speaker, it is not just about delivering once a year in a budget. It is what we are doing day to day that matters. Childcare costs are a huge issue for families, and our cheaper childcare policy will see 6,300 families in the Hunter electorate better off. We know that this will help ease the financial stress for families, not just in the Hunter, but right across the country. We have just seen changes to the paid parental leave pass through this place. These will make it fair and encourage parents to share the caring responsibilities. But we are not stopping there. We are also extending paid parental leave to 26 weeks, giving more time to families at that important time of life when they are welcoming a new baby. We are staying focused on easing pressure on families and helping Australians manage their budgets. Cheaper medicines took effect on January the 1st, and people in the Hunter electorate who rely on prescriptions are seeing cheaper medicines, which is saving them up to $450 per year, helping them with the cost of living. We have 180,000 free TAFE places that are now available to tackle skill shortages and help more Australians train for good, secure jobs. And the great news continues in 2023. We will establish a National Anti-Corruption Commission. We will see same job, same pay legislation introduced, which will ensure that workers employed through dodgy labour hire agreements will receive the same pay as workers employed directly. This will deliver wage increases for people employed in a number of sectors right across the Hunter electorate. Last week we introduced a package of legislation to deliver the single biggest investment in affordable and social housing in more than a decade. It will include a Housing Australia Fund Bill 2023, which will deliver on our government's promise to create the $10 billion fund. We will establish the $15 billion National Reconstruction Fund that will provide finance for projects that diversify and transform Australia's industry and economy. We have launched our national battery strategy, seeking feedback on how we can boost Australia's battery industries. We will soon introduce legislation around the safeguard mechanisms, which is critical in building block for Australia's progression towards net zero. We are reviewing the broken Medicare system with the Strengthening Medicare Task Force. Gap fees have skyrocketed over the last decade. For a standard GP consult, for the first time in history of Medicare, the average gap fee is now more than Medicare rebate fee itself. We all know what caused that, and those opposites should hang their heads in shame. But what this means is that too many Australians simply can't get the care they need and when they need it out of the community. We will fix that, Speaker. We can't fix all the problems left over by the previous government overnight, but we aren't wasting a single day. People are realistic and recognise there is more to do. We were elected for 3-year terms, and you can't get everything done on day one. There is a lot more to do as we clean up the mess left to us by the governments of Prime Minister Abbott, Turnbull and Morrison. Speaker, we will continue to deliver targeted responsible cost of living relief to Australians in 2023 as part of delivering our plan for a better future. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.